My friends, did you hear Headlock kicked off Combo Breaker 2025 this year on stage with Ashra and won the set? Welcome into today's video. We're going to be looking at my Combo Breaker 2025 matches, going over what I think I did right, what I think I did wrong. There's a lot to cover there. It's my first time playing on stage, my first time at Combo Breaker, and my first time playing with Ashra in a environment where I felt a lot more comfortable with the character, and I felt pretty confident with my abilities, at least getting decent going into the tournament. I had a good feeling. Now, they came up to me at the beginning, right before this started. I had like 2 hours of sleep. I had just got to the event. Pool started right at 11 a.m. I think, and so I had just got there. They said, "Hey, Headlock, do you want to start on stage?" Absolutely. I want to feel the fire under my feet. I didn't expect to be nervous, but surprisingly, I was a little bit. But that wasn't because I was on stage playing. That was because I knew some of the people that I really respect and look up to in the community were watching. And we're going to be calling my match, as you're going to see right here. Welcome into the video. Let's go ahead and cut over to the announcers. You'll see who was calling my match. Big thank you to them. Tento and Ketchup, I appreciate that. And we'll get into the mistakes I made in a little bit, but shout out to Tento and Ketchup. Let's go.
Well, it's about that time again, I reckon. My name's Ketchup, joined by the one and only Tento. You are about to watch a whole weekend full of pro competition Mortal Kombat 1. We are live here from Combo Breaker 2025. Really an absolute hub, the home of all things Mortal Kombat. It's a special tournament every year. It's not just Mortal Kombat 1 here, as you may have noticed by the end of that little trailer. Mortal Kombat X is this year's throwback tournament. And numbers-wise, I believe it's one of the most entered, if not the most entered, retro tournament they've done so far. Over 80 entrants, not bad for a 10-year-old game.
Man, 10 years, and speaking of 10-year anniversary for Combo Breaker this year, big shouts to everyone out here to make this dream come true, but it's going to be a long time coming. We're still going to be on after this. But
Yo, 10-year anniversary too?
Here. This is a demigod event, so that means this is a pro comp stop for a lot of points, a lot of prize, and a little bit of interesting changes of paces when it comes to the players. That's all the caliber here. But the caliber of players that's going to be on the stage right now is Headlock versus Stadium Beats. It's going to be an interesting going on ahead. But guys,
all right.
All the pools today. Then afterwards, tomorrow will be round 2. Then to top 24. Then top 8 will be going on Saturday.
Now, before we get started, okay, so first off, I'm up there on stage, and the first thing that's going through my head is I know that I have a lot of respect for the community. I have a lot of respect for the players in the community and this event. Combo Breaker, like, I mean, this is an event that I got massive respect for. By the way, shout out to Juicy Game Night, who I'm getting this footage from over on Twitch. So I'm like, this is actually happening. I've wanted Ashra to come back for 20 years. We finally get Ashra back. I'm sitting here at Combo Breaker, something I've wanted to be a part of for the past 10 years, but I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the ability. So now we're here, and I didn't think I'd be playing on stage, but I did decide to wear my Raiden Science Foundation shirt just in case. So maybe I had some good luck going there. And this is a team, honestly, that I'm really kind of nervous about. Running with Katana, I tend to get zoned out by Katana a lot. Ashra, that's her weakness. She gets zoned out a lot. Now, I do have a lot of things that, I have a lot of cards that I can use with Ashra. Now, I'm rocking with Movado and Ashra to start this out. Why? Because I was planning on using Movado's grab sauce, which I can walk up to you with Ashra, grab you, boom, and on the boom back, throw a bomb on the ground for Movado, the trap, and then cause you, and it'll give me a grab combo. So I was going to rely off my forward 4, which is -4 on block. I was going to do my forward 4, -4 frames, and then I was going to try to grab after it into the Movado grab tech, and I was trying to use that to hide my actual cards, my actual gameplay. Because in my humble opinion, I think Ashra is a pretty easy character to deal with. And you can download Ashra pretty quickly if you're new to the character even. So I didn't know how quickly this player could adapt. So my goal going into this is hide my true gameplay as long as I can. So I was planning to do that with the grab combos with Movado. Also, I'm fanboying out at this moment. You will see a small smile from me when this started out. This means so much to me. You have no idea. So And I wasn't really sure what I was up against here, but as we were going up on stage, I realized I was nervous. And I haven't been nervous in like 10 years, and I'm like, all right, well, what do I do? And they're like, you ready? And I was like, yeah, I guess we're doing this. So I was a little bit nervous, not because I was on stage, but because I wanted to make sure I put on a good show for those calling my match, and I wanted to put on a good show for those watching on the stream. And I realized this was being seen all over the world, so I wanted to kind of put on a good show. And the thing with Ashura, if I play with Serena, I can kill you with essentially 2 touches. So I was trying to hide that gameplay. So let's get into it with Movado and Ashura.
Ashura and Katana's gonna be on the screen.
Honestly, we've got so much to talk about in regards to how important this tournament is, because we are well underway with that pro competition, like year 2 season. But beforehand, we'll just get through this first match between Headlocked and Stadium Beats. I want to say, shout out to Headlocked.
Now,
I've not actually met him in person before, but some of you might know him as Headlockedgaming. Does a lot of retro, old school Mortal Kombat content on the internet. Does a lot of 3D Mortal Kombat as well. A game very close to my heart are those old 3D games. So it's great to see him here and making out that trip. And I believe also wearing the Raven Science Foundation shirt as well. So shout out to that.
Great shout out. I want to thank them for that. That was a really warm intro for me, and I thought that was fantastic. Now, to review how that match started, I immediately start the match, and I immediately backed up and then ate just damage. And then I ate more damage. And then you will see right at the spot right there, I did go for the Movado grab technique. And instead of going for the 2-2 string, which is a high-low, I went for the standing 2, a high, checking if he would duck, and he did duck, to block the 2-2 string, and I went for the forward 3 overhead instead. So I was introducing a little mix there. I was trying to hide. I was trying to not use 2-2 string at all, and I don't think I even used it until the 5th and final match, because again, I was trying to completely hide my actual gameplay, and I was trying to make this player think that I played a completely different style. I did not go hard on this first round at all because I was trying to just downplay all the cards that I had. I was playing way too much chess in my brain for this match, more than likely. But let's continue into it. And as you can see, I already started eating damage, but the Movado grab setup did work pretty well. The bomb setup on the ground.
Overhead, so I like to call it overhead fan. Nonetheless, she's throwing the fans as this is what Katana does the best. She's been doing it for years. Now it looks like she doesn't have quite the beat to go against it quite yet. Stadium Beats though.
See, I'm getting zoned out, and I'm like, Now, I was planning to use my...
Because Ashura Movado is definitely a team that's become a little more popular over time.
It is. Now, I want to address that. So the thing is, I'm in my dark stance because I was trying to showcase that when he's setting up for his, I was trying to bait a fan from this player so I could do my low projectile across the ground. Now, you'll see me do it here in a second because you can do a full screen Ashura low projectile, hit it, and then go into a Movado bounce from behind into a forward 2 with Ashura, and you get a full combo punish. However, I dropped it like 25 times because I was just completely beside myself. But,
I think we saw that a lot in the online regionals, for example, where I think just the utility of that dash into Movado pop-up is super important. But then at the same time, Katana, a character we really don't see all that much in tournament. But when we do, you know, she's made some pretty, I think, decent impact. She got people like Retro, got people like Faceal, for example. This character's good, but not represented all that much.
See, he is still ducking after the 2... Okay, so here we are. Now, my brain is just, the numbers are flashing over my head because I'm thinking to myself, so far so good. He is, every single time, he is ducking my two. He thinks I'm going to 2-2, which is a high-low. So every time he sees the first high come out, he's ducking low. That's perfect. I'm getting his brain wired to hopefully continue to block that way because I'm going to bust out the 2-2 string later, and then it will actually work. But, and what Ketchup was talking about there is Ashura's biggest strength, I think, with Movado is that her armored wake-up and her back forward 2 becomes a pop-up with Movado's drop. Now, every single time I do armor with Ashura, I'm meaning to do the Movado drop, and I just dropped it because I'm just No excuse. I was just my brain was just I was just gone. I was everything I did. It was like also the other thing I want to point out. I'm very animated when I play. Like I like to move and stuff. Like that's probably should be my tournament like gimmick. Like if I could have stood up when I was playing, it would have helped. But I was sitting there trying to look relaxed, poker face, not trying to like be, Anyway, so I just lost the first match, but I was happy with how it's going because this player's kind of doing what I want them to do, which is stay far away, throw the fans, and they're starting to become ingrained to what I'm doing, which I'm trying to set up for later. I'm setting up for the finals when I need to get the win.
May as well have done. May as
So
well have
let's
done.
go.
That's one thing Katana does good, you know? Well, can't do English today, apparently, sorry. Something she does well is damage, especially with the Scorpion on top. I mean, if she hits you, she's going to be getting those extra loops. She's going to get that full combo from her armor. She's going to get all sorts of, like, big extensions when she hits those corner routes.
Worst way to start a match.
Definitely so, definitely so. And then allow her to get a little combo for Artisan. And on top of that, a lot of Katana.
See, that should have been a Votto pop-up, but I dropped it.
Wake up armor move. So Scorpion does, in fact, do that.
Quite a risk, though. It's not going to be like a Chameleon or something where you can make it safe. You are going to have to take a big dedicate with that.
Now, this is just me playing terrible.
There's that mid, cheeky little mid, Scorpion. And I mean, she's doing loads of damage, and you're fighting a 950 health team.
Yes.
So that extra 50 that Headlock's going to be losing out of is going to be quite a scary situation overall, just like that.
Yo, and don't do the forward two. Like, what am I doing? I know not to do the forward two. It's a death button against good players.
Well, 50 health doesn't seem that bad. And then they realize how hard some of these characters are. You're like, oh, goddamn. Well,
yeah, remember when Movado came out and he took away 100?
Man.
Now, that again, I meant to do the pop-up. I'm dropping everything in this match because I realized I was one behind.
Yeah.
There's just no excuse for this gameplay on my behalf. The Movado right there should have been a pop-up. I dropped it.
So I have a lot of hatred towards Movado. I'm sorry.
All of those like evade moves where they have like the elastic
That I dropped.
I was stuck on that fight for like 3 days as a child. I'm sorry.
That was a terrible jump. This is like my worst match. Oh.
Gonna have a conversion. Gonna miss it though. I like the pokes though. Gonna get shimmy by that. Doesn't have any bar to extend. Wakes up with sweep and gets the overhead afterwards. That's beautiful stuff. Blew up the armor. Didn't have the help.
I gotta pause right here because this first round right here, this was when my nerves were really like I was just like I don't know. I was in a whole different. Like I had so many things going through my head. I was like, man, I wonder what the announcers are saying. I wonder what like the people watching are thinking because I'm watching my own gameplay and I'm like, this is terrible. I'm like, I'm dropping everything and I know better. Like I know all my save strengths. I know my frame data. I did lab out the frame data for the top tier characters before I went. I did my homework on this character. And I did practice a lot, but one thing I wasn't ready for, and I didn't realize until pools later on, is that this does play. Your inputs are much crisper and a little bit faster, a little more. I don't know. It's just offline. This game is completely different. It plays a lot crisper and a little bit faster. So that was throwing me off a little bit, and I hadn't even put 2 and 2 together yet. It wasn't until a player told me later in pools that he thought the game played funny in person, and it dawned on me because I had the same thought the last time I was in person. But this round was just absolute, like, I should have... I don't know what was going on. But let's get back into the match.
The part about playing Ashura is you throw out these moves, but you're ready to convert. You kind of have to be ready to convert, especially with that projectile. So if you're constantly
I did that on accident because now I'm like, man, this is horrible.
Like a forward two or something, you're almost kind of missing out on the potential of what you could get from that situation.
Look at the situation. Nice armor to get through, but goes for the up block. Not going to get too much. All right, blocks on DP. Goes for the throw on the other side.
That
was
had
quite
to be an input error.
Yeah, that was an input error. This was my worst match by far. Like watching this back.
Did a good job of trying to bring this back. Unfortunately, though, down a considerable amount. Looking to change that as we're going in with the pressure. Nice grab too.
That was a. I meant to do the Movado. I meant to do a regular grab right there into the Movado trap. And that should have been a Movado pop up.
Oh, the wrong distance.
Headlock could be in this. Oh, big jump.
Like I dropped.
Oh, no.
You gotta break this. Wait a second. Scorpion coming through with the save. Now you go for plus frames.
You're
Is that
done.
gonna catch in time?
Bang.
No, it
recovered.
didn't. No way. They get the punish, and that's plus frames. Headlock ties us up
Bro.
1-1. I didn't think that was gonna recover in time either.
Okay, hold on. And again, like that was. I'm just sitting here like cupping my hands, going, "Wow, that was terrible." But I was so nervous. I was like, man, like I gotta play better than this. And anybody that's played me online or like anybody that's played me on stream or something like that is none of that's my gameplay. Like it's like watching a different person. Like I want to scream at the screen and just go like, because every Movado drop, every time I do Ashra's armor back forward two or just back forward two, I'm trying to call in Movado and I just am dropping it. And every time that was just the worst match in the entire. It's all uphill from here though,
Projectile kind of
because I
works
started to
the
get more
opposite way. It
comfortable
has
in the
quick recovery,
situation
but it
here.
has a really
So
slow startup, whereas normally projectiles are totally opposite direction. Really favored in that situation, being able to catch it just in time and win the round regardless.
there you go.
There's the combo off the charge there for Ashra. One of the things that truly, Movado's kind of one of the only cameos that's given you that.
So, we're tethered. Gets knocked down off this. Goes for a jump instead. I like these throws. They're starting to add
Again, that was supposed to be a regular grab, not a forward grab. There you go.
Wake ups. Headlocked wasn't quite ready for the pickup though. Still
Now,
had a decent life lead,
I'm
so
trying to
it was
go.
worse.
I like the attempt to go through the dark stance, but not going to get it. Oh, I thought it was going to be a whip punish, but no again. Gets the poke afterwards.
I'm trying to do my dart cancels, and I'm just dropping every single one. That should have been a Movado pop up.
Yeah, I feel like when you're playing Ashra and you're doing that kind of dash, you should almost always be just pumping him up just in case.
Oh, gonna shimmies. No anti.
That's what I was trying to do, and I kept dropping it. I'm like, man, this is horrible.
Mavado, and on block he won't come out. On hit he will. So, oh, I don't even need him there though. We get it. Take the round.
Wait a second. Headlock look like they got to change space. They look like they're one of those people that, you know, just give them a little time to cook and then they'll start cooking. That's
Hey
exactly
man, it was looking a bit rough in that first game.
It was it's because I was so unprepared.
But bringing it back and on the verge of taking a significant lead.
And see, another thing I want to point out, it is looking rough, but that was kind of my intention because, and you'll see my true gameplay near the end of this. In Game 5, it comes out because I usually rock Serena and Ashra together. And the great thing about that team is you can kill in 2 hits, essentially. I can kill you. I can take about 85% of your health. I can take about 850 to 900 just with 2 combos. And then after that, I can basically just chip damage you. And so that's what I was planning on doing, but again, that's an easy team to deal with. For a really good player, Asher's pretty reactable in everything she does. So I was not going to overexpose myself. I got like 5 cards with Ashra. And if I play them all in the first match, I'm screwed. If I play them all in the second match, I'm screwed. Especially if then it goes to the last 3 matches, you know, if I win the first 2, that's kind of how I was looking at it. Like, I can go in guns blazing and just throw everything I have on the table at once. But I realized if I do that, this is combo breaker. If I run in there and I just take all my cards and throw them on the table and just, even if I win the first 2 matches, I could very easily actually get the reverse 3-0 sweep. So there was a lot that I was holding back. Also, I don't run Movado that much at all. I'm starting to really like him more, but I was like, I'm going to run Ashra Movado, and I'm going to just hide my entire gameplay, trying to do the grab setups and his long distance stuff. The setups where I can do Ashra's dark projectile into the back hit with Movado. So, in that first match, like I said, I'm fanboying out. I'm realizing that all this is happening. I'm at Combo Breaker on stage playing my favorite character who I've wanted to come back for 20 years. I got people I respect calling the match, people I look up to in the community. I'm like, yo, this is absolutely off the chain cool. And at the same time, it's like they said in the movie Armageddon. You know, if you ever saw that old Bruce Willis movie, the guy's going up in the rock ship. He's like, man, I'm like 95% scared, 5% excited, or maybe it's like 5% scared, 95% excited or whatever. And he's like, that's the cool thing. You don't really know. Like, I was all over the place in the best way possible. As a Mortal Kombat fan for life, it was so hard to focus in this moment. And now I know for the next time I go to a in-person tournament, now I know what I need to focus on. And that is to be clear-headed when I sit down at that. And I should focus on my own gameplay. And I should have been more confident in my gameplay. I probably could have gone 3-0 in this had I been more confident in my game plan, because I did end up going 3-0 in the next match after this in the set, 3-0 after that, then I did 3-1, and then I was finally eliminated. But let's get back into it, because now it's starting to smooth out.
Lead here in the set. Lovely up block, however. meterless conversion thanks to the Scorpion Hellfire.
308 for that. There's none that's left there. I always love people who actually conserve their meter and use their cameo instead because, like, in this game, as you just see.
Now, you see there, the 2-2 came out and hit him because he's so used to blocking low. And I'm just jumping like an idiot on this.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the resources in this game.
This is some of my worst gameplay still. I don't know what I'm hitting. I'm mashing so bad.
Your health bar is one of many. Stadium Beats able to take that second round.
I should be staying back.
Headlocked is in a much better situation. 3 bars versus 1 on the side of Stadium Beats.
I'm
using that to get possible a lot of armored reversals maybe. Uh-oh, caught flinching.
And I can.
Stadium Beats spent the meter on that but didn't get the follow-up. That is unfortunate.
And see, again, I meant to do the other grab and drew the trap with Movado. And that meant should have been a pop-up. So, like, everything I did in this was a drop.
We're healthy enough.
Go for it. That's the first time you did that, but I got an overhead for you.
Eat mine instead, mate.
And
Overhead. Yeah, we're going for those unofficial mix-ups.
Oh, there's another throw. Starting to add up here.
well, I tell you what, this was.
The kind of thing that Fatal Blow very well could come down to here. We're both kind of about to reach that 30.
And see, I keep hitting the wrong grab. I could have killed this player like 4 times.
Really hurts as well.
Oh! How did you fail? You're supposed to have one job.
He comes out again though.
3 bars this time around. Glance only couldn't get the conversion this time around, but goes for a sweep. Headlock ends up turning this all the way around. The score is now 2-1.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, at this point, I'm thinking, did I really just agree to come play on stage? And I got everybody that like, this is gonna be what people think I play like. I'm like, this is insane. Like, I'm just out here, like, I played day 1 Ashra better than this. Like, I'm watching the gameplay and I'm like, wow, this is terrible. But again, like, I don't know, like, this caught me completely off guard because I haven't been, like, I guess, like, I've never had, like, butterflies on stage before. Like, I didn't expect it, and it caught me off guard. Not because I was on stage, but because of the amount of respect I have for, like, Combo Breaker, the event, the players there, the players in the MK community, and I wanted to make sure I put on a good show. But at the same time, as I'm trying to do that and look good, I'm trying to win, and I realize, like, my stuff isn't working. Like, I'm trying to look good, and it's just not working, and I'm like, okay. Like, I'm dropping everything, I'm missing everything, I'm messing up, and then I start panicking, and I'm like, okay, screw looking good, we just gotta win. And so I'm psyching myself out mentally. Like, every time I do a back forward 2, I'm meaning to do the drop with Movado. Every time I go for a grab, I mean to do a regular grab into the bomb trap with Movado, which is a great grab setup. I can net like 220 damage off that. Anyway, we're starting to get deeper into the mix now.
Yeah, shoutouts to that cap. That is a Mortal Kombat, if I remember correctly. That sounds like I'm just saying it's a Mortal Kombat cap. Yeah, obviously. However, I think that's from MKX.
Yeah, it is like MKX logo,
it's from the
All right, now we're 2-1.
During the promotion period where there was loads of MKX in there.
I don't even know what I was trying to do there. And there's another one I should have done. Oh, and what I'm doing there, I was actually trying to up block bait him. And just doing terrible. 385, that's critical damage, man. I'm just starting this out terrible. I had no idea. These jumps of mine were awful. Also, I was trying to bait him with those jumps a little bit.
You gain meter fast each time you get hit.
Very true. And Ashra, we've seen the damage she can get even without cameos. If she has those multiple loops of the launches and stuff, really good.
So that was the combo I was trying to go for the longest time with Ashra. Now you can see I'm starting to get some more stuff to convert.
I got hit. Come on, man. I just told you don't get hit.
All right. Sometimes the words across the pond don't reach over here to the U.S. in time. Catch up.
Time zones. I'll be with you in 3 business days.
I should have been hitting forward too. Forward 4. Oh, I didn't get it.
Movado not grabbing anything but the armor.
Flash parry. Love it. Overhead. No meter to confirm into something big, but we'll take that damage.
Ooh, the active phrase on that jump 3. My goodness.
I didn't sidestep on that. Like, this is so bad. And I'm just mashing at this point.
I don't think that down 2 was intentional.
Definitely wasn't.
Oh no, Scorpion.
No, it wasn't.
Scorpion gives us that extra chunk of damage. Big neutral jump. No!
Oh!
Oh, that's it. That's right. We're going into a final game here. Our first set of the day. Going into a game 5. Possibly a taste of things to come. We've only just started the show.
Okay, so now at this point, I just had like my worst, I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, so I was trying to look good and get some high level tech out there because I was trying to make Ashra look good. And I'm just dropping everything. And I'm like, well, this is not going how I want. Now, my whole game plan, remember, was to hide how I actually played, which was working tremendously because that was not representative of my gameplay at all. And anybody that saw that was probably like, yo, that is the most mashing Ashra I've ever seen in my life. And that just wasn't me. Like, I was just beyond, like, my mind was not there that day. I was having a blast. Don't get me wrong. I was having the time of my life. And that was probably what it was I was just sitting there thinking, like, man, it is hard to focus when you're out here actually living your dream in the moment. Because I was like, this is one of the cool, as a Mortal Kombat fan who grew up playing Mortal Kombat in arcades, to be sitting on stage all these years later, playing the most recent Mortal Kombat game on stage with it nationally broadcast, internationally broadcast, super cool. I mean, just super cool. So now we're going into game 5, which is actually pretty hype, man. We're starting off, you know, back and forth, back and forth. Let's get into it.
We have, while we get into this next match, like South America is coming out in full force here. Yeah. There are so many fresh off of the game.
Now you will see me make a slight grin here.
Craziest result I think we've had in a long time. Sonic Fox not getting top 8 in that event.
11-year streak, by the way.
Broken.
11-year streak with Sonic missed it.
Broken by players that even if you watch lots of competitive,
there it was right there.
I've actually seen before.
So
players, you know, won by a player that was their first offline tournament.
All right, before we get this started, now we're going to get to my real gameplay, but I do hide some of my real gameplay a little bit, just with a little bit of glaive zoning at first, because I'm getting zoned out through a lot of this set here. So I was like, okay, it's Serena time. I can kill you in 2 hits. A lot of this match, a lot of this set, I was training this player, hopefully, to get the muscle memory to block my 2-2 string by blocking high, and then after I was doing the high, I was doing the overhead. So hopefully they would stop ducking and start eating the 2-2 string now in the 5th and final match. Because now, like I said earlier, I got like 5 cards with Ashra, and they're not all that good in the first place. She's got, I think, 4 or 5 +1 strings in her dark stance. That can be down 1 out of. She's got, you know, some safe strings. She's got her -4 on block, forward 4, which is a mid. It's a good mid. It's a great button. But for the most part, I was trying to hide the cards that I had. So now it's match 5. Let's get into it and see if we can secure the victory.
That is just the foundations of what we can expect today. Like, this is just the beginning.
Definitely so, and switching to Serena on the side of things.
Yo, that goes so far.
If you guys did not know about little statistics here, Sonic has not won an NRS combo breaker since 2017. And on top of that, it was Injustice 2. Sonic has never won an MK for combo breaker. That is another stat that's also still a feat that Sonic still wants.
Building meter. Dropped it again.
Curse just might continue. It's crazy.
Yo, her range is crazy. I wasn't sweating this too much at this point because now I know I can chill back. Oh, and I dropped that like so hard.
Going for another one. Hey, check the toes. Might as well. Serena assist.
Oh yeah, that's one thing to super mention here is that Headlocked has gone in with the Serena for this final game, and with how Headlocked has been playing, to be honest with you, I think A, the extra health, B, being able to just catch things with those Kia's blades and stuff like that, full combo potential with more distance to play with when you're clearly kind of outranging stadium beats throughout the set. This was a good cameo choice.
Nice.
Good up block.
On the neutral jump attempt, that's going to be a full combo because of Scorpion. Beautiful extension too. Here we go. The corner ride.
Holds on to the other Scorpion though, because we've now got about a quarter of the recharge left. Oh, looks for a punish, but no one home.
See, that's exactly what I went for.
Drain the meter? No, it's going to hold the damage. Okay, cool.
hold on to it for another blade. We'll get the breaker out. One more hit tool we're going to need. There's the break.
Headlock look like they're on the verge. If these one more clean hits, just going to zone out for the time being. That's going to be plus frames. And another Serena assist to close it out. Headlock's going to take it 3-2 with the switch to Astra Serena. Beautiful stuff. And shout out to the Raiden Foundation.
Being able to show that multiple cameos with the same sort of main, it's something that has developed over time here in the meta of Mortal Kombat 1. I know that we do see people pick multiple different characters throughout the same tournaments. I feel like...
So let's recap here. My main strategy going into this was to hide the use of the 2-2 string, which is a high-low. I was hitting 2 and then going directly into Astra's 4-3 overhead for a lot of that. As we started out, even at the sacrifice of, a couple losses, like it got bumpy there for a second. But the reason I did that was to try to get it ingrained into that player's head that I would always do a high into an overhead. So that way when we got to match 5, I was able to do the 2-2 string, and you can see at the end right there, we actually caught him, like, easily we caught him with 2-2 strings, which is a high-low. And if I catch you with a 2-2 string with Astra just once, you're eating at 413 damage, 422 if I can enhance it one extra time. And that's good. I mean, 422 damage with that, plus if I add on the block damage, Serena Glaive, toss as I'm kind of zoning, I knew I could pull that off like that. So watching that back, I'm just like, wow, like I dropped so much and I didn't play like I wanted to because I was just in my head a little bit too much to concentrate. But it was an incredible time. It meant the world to me to be on that stage and to play with those players. Thank you to everybody that was at Combo Breaker that played against me. After we played on stage, we went back to the table and we played against Faisal Combat. Thank you to Faisal for playing, and we got 0-3'd very quickly. And then after that, we went into loser's bracket, and we played a player. We went 3-0 with a win. By this time at the table, I was running Ashura and Serena, and easy. I mean, not easy, but it's like I said, it's a 2-touch game of death at that point. And so I went 3-0 at loser's bracket. Then we went 3-0 on the next fight. Then we went 3-1, which I should have got 3-0, but I tried to be flashy at the end because we had people watching us from behind, and I lost one of the matches. And then after that, I got 0-3'd right at the end by a great player. We ended up finishing at 49, place 49. I was very happy with how Combo Breaker went this year. To win on stage with Ashura, it's not an art contest. I would have liked to put on a better show with that. I did want to make this reaction video just so everybody knew, like, yeah, like I know to do the Movado after every hit. Armor hit after every back forward too. I just was dropping it constantly. I don't know what was going on. I was just completely... I was holding my controller different. I was very reserved, and I wasn't using my usual self. And the next time I go on stage, and there will be a next time, I know exactly what I need to do. I need to be myself. And I need to relax, get out of my own head, and tunnel in and just realize that, yo, it's... like, just play like you... I should have just played like I always played, which is hang back, be safe, wait for my opponent to make a mistake, give some training out there, some conditioning. That's what a lot of that at the beginning was conditioning, to looking for grabs, looking for the 2-2 string to block, and then utilize that conditioning later on to clutch it in a game 5 if I needed to. My main fear in this set was that I was going to go in there and just throw all my cards on the table, and the player was going to adapt very quickly, and I was going to get either a reverse 3-0, because even if I do win the first 2 matches, Ashura Serena is not that hard of a team to adjust to. If you can adjust, she's got a forward 3 reactable overhead. It's very reactable. Trust me, it's very reactable. Outside of conditioning your opponent with grabs and then hoping to catch them going for a micro duck with forward 4, which is a great mid button, there's not a lot of... she's got a great back 3, which I should have gone more with. But other than that, I was very happy with how the final match went. Getting there, I was just like, wow, I'm dropping everything, and I was completely blown away with how poorly I actually played. But again, it was my first time on stage. It's not an excuse. Combo Breaker deserved better for an opening set for me, and they will get better the next time I'm there. Hopefully, next year I will play much better. But I was having time in my life. Thank you to everybody that played with me when I was there. Thank you to Ketchup and Tento for calling the match. I apologize for dropping every single thing I did, because basically I'd say I dropped about 90% of what I was going for in that. And a lot of it was, I don't even know if I'd call it nerves. I was just so excited to be there and be in that position, and I wanted to make Ashura look good. I wanted to get some specific tech in there. I meant to get more flash parries in. I wanted to get the dark stance projectile into the Movado pop-up. I wanted to get some sick combos out. And I ended up overthinking it, and I ended up trying to bait that player too much, and then I just started mashing, and I started panicking when I saw we were getting behind. But then at the end, like you saw, I did make the switch to Serena, which I was much more comfortable with. We had some new zoning tools, and we were able to easily secure that. Now, we could have probably won 3-0. I don't know. And I wasn't taking that chance, though, that I was going to get the reverse 3-0 on myself. Because, like I said, Ashura Serena, that's her weakest team and the easiest team to deal with. I do like Ashura Chameleon, but I don't have the high damage with Ashura Chameleon, per se. Not as high as Ashura Serena. So, Ashura Chameleon's a great team. You do have some extra things you can do with that team, but I didn't want to rock that. I like Movado better. And so I rocked Movado for the first 4 fights. And anybody that's played me online knows I don't play Movado. But I knew I could play with Movado and hide my true gameplay for long enough that this player, shout out to this player as well, Stadium Beats. I knew I could play with Movado and struggle long enough to kind of condition them to hopefully do some things that I was looking for them to do. That way we could get the upper hand at the end, and thankfully it worked. And that's why I made the switch to Serena at the end, because I was like, okay, I've been planting seeds for 4 matches now of different things. Hopefully this player will take the seeds, and thankfully they did. But I appreciate checking out my breakdown of Combo Breaker 2025. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. I appreciate you checking out the video. I had a blast. Thank you to everybody that played with me while I was there, and it was a great time. I cannot even begin to express how much fun I had. And it was an honor, and it's something I've always wanted to be a part of ever since Combo Breaker's been a thing. And this was the first in-person tournament that I went to where for the first time I felt confident in my abilities, that I was actually going to be able to hold my own for at least a little bit in the tournament. And I was very happy we actually did hold our own. So we went 3-2 for the first set, 0-3 in the next set, got sent to loser's bracket, then we won 3-0, then we won another 3-0, then we won another one 3-1, and then we finally got eliminated 0-3. And we finished 49th out of, I think, 187 or 197 players. So, for Combo Breaker 2025 and the 10-year anniversary, not bad. I'll take it. Hey, it was a lifelong... This is something I've wanted to do for a very long time, and I'm glad I got it done. And I look forward to EVO possibly here in the next coming months. We'll know very, very soon if I will be making an announcement or not about me attending and competing in EVO in Mortal Kombat 1. Thank you to everybody that was involved in Combo Breaker, though. Thank you to NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers for the game. I absolutely love Ashura. If you put her in Mortal Kombat 13, you rest assured I'll be traveling again for this game. I might be traveling regardless for this game and for the next game too. But I appreciate you checking out the video. Thanks to you once again. If you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to keep up with the future content. Thank you to Tento and Ketchup for calling the match. And big shout out to you legends watching out there at home. I appreciate you. I'm head out for now. But as always, I will see you on the next Mortal Kombat video. Take care, friendos. Peace.